describe a furbolg. I am a 7-foot-tall, blue-skinned cow person, and Kid Matt also speaks with a fantasy Minnesotan accent, and his very friendly demeanor hides his insatiable bloodlust.
That is indeed canon.
Hi, I'm Chloe. I'm playing Flair, who is a fire genasi bard, which is kind of musical magic, and also instead of hair she has flames, but she doesn't seem to realise this makes her pretty terrifying. And yet again, very accent heavy on this side of the table because I'm doing fantasy New Zealand. So yeah, any variations from everyday normal New Zealand is completely deliberate and under my own control. And yeah, feeling happy that I'm sat at the table with Kid Matt, who consistently asks for songs.
Oh, I love songs.
About things. So that's always fun.
You are playing a bard, that is what happens. Bards, of course.
The name of the character is
Flair.
Or Flair.
Yeah.
As in fire.
Yeah,
Her hair is fire.
They tend to have like fire-themed names.
If you have 30 seconds, I will elaborate. A genasi is a half genie, half humanoid, and she is half fire genie, or ifriti, which means that she has various fire-like characteristics. In this case, fire for hair is the main one.
Reddish skin.
Reddish skin.
So I've just been saying, just imagine a big red candle, but like a person.
So a big red candle person.
Oh, and
What's the advantage of the fire hair?
It's just for flavour.
I mean, she has used it when without weapons, when unarmed. Technically, she's used it to grab people's heads and burn their faces off. So it has defensive properties, but it's also has its drawback.
I also penalise you for walking under things, so you know, like there's things.
Yeah. Oh, and I use she/her pronouns, as does Flair.
Splendid. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to sit down for the next bit because it's 10:30 in the morning and I'm tired. Right, let's talk through the adventure so far. So I'm going to try and encapsulate 52 hours into the next 5 minutes. So, the four people to my left and right are playing characters who took part in a rebellion against a cult. In a stereotypical fantasy setting. The cults were just trying to make the slaves that they had caught up mine a mysterious ore from the ground. This ore appears to have strange magical properties, including explosive properties and some kind of strange time travel properties as well. There's all sorts of weird stuff about this ore. Anyway, they rebelled. They're no longer enslaved. They managed to defeat the cult and drive them back, but then the cult returned and now they've been driven back, so there's a backing and forthing with the cult going on. At this point in time, they are in the town of Holmwood, where they have discovered that one of their allies, an elf called Ilassi, managed to steal all of the remaining ore they had left and is now taking it somewhere to do something. They don't know what, they don't know where she's gone, and are obviously concerned because it's highly explosive. A player sets some off, only a small amount, recently and was instantly vaporized.
How much was taken?
A lot. We're talking crate upon crate full. The original explosion that destroyed an entire town not long ago was about 10 crates full, and she's taken about 20 crates full. Good. So to give you a sense of scale. Yeah.
That's what I need.
Scale. Good. Everyone likes scales. So, Nemo, can you give me some ominous music, please?
Oh, that's not good.
It's a good start, isn't it? Always a good start. The four of you have been called to an urgent town meeting. Not only are the cult approaching fast from the south, travelling into the mountains with their horrific army of eldritch monstrosities they seem to have found and are now using to try and wipe you off the map. All of your ore is gone, as is Ilassi, the leader of the Elf Rangers, and with a position on the council, she had a very powerful position within this rebellion that she seems to have used to her own advantage. The other members of the council, the sorcerer Nils, the dwarf barbarian leader Broldrin, who's also in charge of the military, Simon, the head of Holmwood, and Wisatris, Ilassi's mother and a wizard of some power herself, have all gathered in the town hall and are rather worriedly discussing the situation. The four of you are also there, because D&D. And I have to do four different voices at once. Excellent. I don't know what we're going to do. We're being fast approached. We've got refugees all through town. We have no way of knowing what's going on. Nils, any advice?
I think
we may need to think about evacuating further, maybe into the mountains. There are places we can go. There are too many people to push back that far, and we'd be defenseless out in the open. I don't know what we're going to do. Nils, Brodrin, and Simon are worriedly having this discussion. The four of you have been invited to join in to help think of what to do next. Wisatris is standing by herself in the corner, as she is wont to do.
I like Flair kind of steps forward a little bit gingerly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know much about this type of magic, but does that happen in character? Is he laughing at her in character?
Roll a dice and see if you're laughing at her. I will force you to roll a dice and see if you're laughing at her.
Just checking.
I'm laughing at her.
Okay, I was gonna try and help, but okay, if that's right. And she just starts stepping back.
Hey, no, your opinion is valid here. I want to listen. I've got big old cow ears that are twitching.
If you've got any input, it'd be greatly appreciated. We are not so much at a loss as too many options and not enough time.
Well, I heard that someone got like an amulet or something that was
There was
one of the cult ones.
There was a traitor in town who we've uncovered, but they don't appear to have been involved in the actual theft.
Can stuff like that be used to scry for where they are, or can like some of the sorcerers locate the object of the ore or something?
I mean, the amulet's not made of the ore, so we don't have that, but we do have someone else. The door opens behind you, and Gashik and some of his, some of their spies, the spy master of the town, a lizard folk, comes in, dragging between them an elf scout, who is brought to the front and shoved onto his knees and is now kneeling before you.
I'm not good at interrogations, if that's what's happening.
Oh, don't worry, I am. Okay. Hey there, buddy. All the information you can offer would be valuable. Otherwise, I'm going to separate your head from your body.
I'd like to take out my warhammer and sort of stand next to him.
Cool. Roll intimidation check with advantage, please.
21.
21. I wasn't involved. Not all the elves were involved.
Is he lying through his teeth?
I would like to insight that,
Please do.
Can I also just...
I think one of you rolls with advantage, whichever
Okay.
one you choose.
Okay.
I think the professor probably should.
So that was an 11 plus 7, so 18.
18. The professor sees through this person immediately, and he's telling the truth.
He's telling the truth.
Ah, jeez.
Look, Ilassi said something about those who wanted to save everyone and wanted to do so, but possibly die in the attempt should come with her. There was no forcing. We didn't have to go.
Wait,
Did she do this?
Last night.
so do you know where she's gone?
She's setting a trap.
She said she was going to take the ore somewhere that was going to save everybody. I don't know, like...
She might be trying to bring the mountain down on the army.
I mean, she was heading south.
How many people went with her?
About 20 of her rangers. Wisatris in the corner speaks up. My daughter would not want to harm the world. It is not how she thinks. She will want to take the fight to the enemy. She will be either on the path setting a trap, or she will have returned to Goldcrest to try and destroy their supply line. She is a wise fighter. She knows this. She will have no worries of sacrificing herself to achieve this task.
But without her in the long run, we'll be at a disadvantage.
Presumably, yes. At this point, it is only a matter of time. Look, this is all very interesting, but we've got to decide what we're going to do. Can you guide us? Can you track them? You're a ranger, looking at the elf at the ground. Yeah, I could certainly try and follow where they were going. The army's going to be approaching any minute from the south. Should we try and circumnavigate them? Should we just try and find out what's going on? I reckon a small group's probably better.
We can hold off the army for as long as possible while we strike force in and try and get rid of these people.
I mean, I think the goal is to make sure the Rangers get their job done and survive.
Are you suggesting that whatever they've got planned, we let happen? Because that ore going off has horrible repercussions.
And what if they get caught and the ore just falls into the hands of the cultists again?
way, we've got to go find the Rangers.
Yeah.
Look,
Okay.
me and the barbarians and the rest of the fighters will hold the fucking line. We can do that. That's what we're trained to do. We'll hold them back. You just go and find out what's happened with Elassie and get her back.
Okay. And the scout's still here, right?
Yeah, there's one scout.
You can take us to him, right? You got all those tracking abilities?
I can certainly try. Yes, I believe I can try.
Wonderful.
I think we've got a plan then.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's go crack some skulls.
In which case, we'll hold Homewood. We've got a palisade wall. It's nothing like the wall that held back the those horrible monsters at Goldcrest, but it's something, and we'll be here when you get back, right?
Is there any way that we can talk to you when we're gone, or you can talk to us in case we need to communicate?
Wisatris turns and says, I will be joining you. I can speak to Simon whenever necessary.
Okay.
How long do you think you can hold back the army? How long have we got for this?
The army that overtook Goldcrest overtook it in less than 6 hours. We are a small town compared to the capital. Hurry.
Best get moving.
Okay.
Guys ready to go? Let's go. Cool. It is just the four of you, Wisatris and this elf scout who is called Deriland. If you don't recall, he was part of the group that dealt with the Shoggoth first approaching. Shoggoth being horrible, bulldozery, black things that H.P. Lovecraft wrote a lot about, that took over the capital of Goldcrest. Big blobs of flesh. It's all very pleasant.
So we're all just heading south.
Well, Deriland, turning to you, goes, if we could head out of town and you give me a chance to have a look around, I'll see what I can uncover, but I can't make any promises.
Okay.
Okay.
If not, if any of you have any abilities that would allow you to help with this, I would greatly appreciate your assistance.
Well, I can talk to some trees for you.
That might be of use.
Okay. Hey, buddy, you see talking to some trees.
You lean over and there is a tree. What would you like to say to the tree?
Hey, buddy, you seen some elves go this way?
When?
Recently? Like yesterday?
In terms of time, that's a very short instance for me.
Oh, I know.
Some elves were heading out of town to the south a couple of days ago. The way he says days, it sounds like he's saying seconds. Like, tree. Very weird concept of time. If you wanted to follow, they are on the path.
Okay, you've been real helpful.
Do we need to?
Deriland has knelt down and has his hand over the ground and looks at you both and says that they left in the night. From these tracks, they left in some speed. We're going to be behind. The faster we can go, the better.
And the army's
great.
coming from the south as well.
Yes.
I can turn into a horse, and I can turn someone else into a horse if we need to move quickly.
If you give me 10 minutes, I can make a horse for myself.
How?
Would you accept magic as an answer?
Maybe.
We probably don't have 10 minutes, though, do we?
Wisatris, standing there, goes, well, there are 6 of us, and from that calculation, 3 horses can be summoned. That seems ideal. And Deriland on the ground is going, they don't appear to be on horseback, they appear to be on foot. We might even catch them up.
Okay, just give me 10 minutes. I gotta get my magic on.
So describe to me how you summon your horse.
Sort of a similar way to how Kidmat's been using his magic, which is that his lovely sticky outy bovine ears start to glow. Sort of, if you can imagine when you're standing in sunlight and you can see your cartilage.
Yep.
It's that sort of glow.
Yep.
And he then exhales a bunch of gold dust, and he does that a couple of times until it forms a big swirling cloud that forms into a horse shape and then partially solidifies.
Lovely.
Onyx is just going to be staring at you in awe.
Oh, sorry, I should probably.
Who wants to be turned into a horse?
Deriland,
I don't know why you're looking right
I just
at
think
me.
your hair would look amazing.
Deriland turns back and goes, I should probably be on horseback because I need to be tracking. Wisatris looks at you with a kind of beady eye of, I wouldn't say no to spending some time as a horse.
I think I think she'd make a great horse. Yes.
Okay.
That
Why
sounds
don't you
like a
wanna be
lot of
Rapidash?
fun.
I pull out some twine from my pocket.
Yep.
And I go over to her.
Mm-hmm.
And I very quickly tie a bracelet around her.
Mm-hmm.
I mutter an incantation.
Mm-hmm.
And I cast polymorph.
Excellent. And you polymorph it into just a horse?
A war horse.
A war horse. Lovely, thank you. Different statistics for a war horse, you see.
So it's
Slightly
more emotionally
heartier.
moving as a piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. A Palomino horse is a white one, right? I think so.
I don't know about real world things.
Massages is a white horse, fine. I mean, I wanted to use poetics, but there we go.
Then I will wild shape into a horse.
Where your horse is, I'm guessing, quite rugged as a druid and quite sort of
Yeah, like
tough.
deep, sandy colour.
Mm.
Small black splotches here and there. Like not a well kept creature.
Oh, Wasatris is the most elegant horse you've ever seen in your life. What a surprise.
And I just have a golden horse. I'm going to call him Derek.
So is everyone has horse-based powers then? Is this just a normal thing?
No, I don't have horse-based powers. No.
Me neither. Greenland turns around. I think this might just be a quirk of this particular group of people.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Who wants to get on Derek with me?
You don't need to. There's a horse each.
Oh.
Who's riding Wasatris?
I'm probably just going to whichever one's closer. because it feels like too much.
Wasatris is closer.
Okay, I tentatively approach Wasatris.
The horse head looks around and gives you a horsey smile. Much like herself, the horse appears to be very calm, constantly, to an
Okay.
almost alarming rate.
I mean, I tried to get up. I mean, she's like a normal height, but there's no, like, actual means.
Make an animal handling check. With advantage,
Okay.
she's trying to help you.
Animal handling.
Yeah.
That's not terrible. Oh, 18.
18,
Yeah.
You can get on the back of a horse.
Okay.
I'm
really
Get
uncomfortable.
on the professor.
I lower myself for his dwarven form.
Excellent. Make an animal handling check with advantage, please.
I'm willing.
This is more about if he knows how to climb on a horse. I'm on a horse.
It's a 5 with advantage.
Surprise, surprise, the dwarf is struggling to get on the horse.
Ah, jeez.
You
know,
are
I should have
obviously
seen this coming.
in horse form. You could probably literally pick him up and put him on your back with your big old mouth.
Okay. Okay, we're good now, we're good. And I'm just starfished right now.
Starfished facing the wrong way.
Splendid. The three of you, 6 of you, but 3 of you arguably, are ready to ride. Describe to me how you want to follow this trail, how you are riding, what sort of formation you're in.
I'm just letting Wasatris do whatever she wants to do because she seems way more experienced and just chill about everything
She
than me.
is following Digby.
Okay. I just let
I will
that.
follow the ranger.
Cool.
Sorry,
And I am
I
also
can't
there.
communicate. I'm a horse.
Hang on. I'm confused about the maths here. 3 horses.
Oh yeah, no, 2. Like there has to be one with 2 on them because of the
Oh, in
ranger.
which case,
because
your
someone didn't
horse is
turn
easily
into-
the strongest and most powerful.
Derek!
But you are 7 foot tall and weigh a ton.
Yeah.
Okay, well the ranger will be with you. Be with you. Just be with you.
Oh boy, we're gonna do some riding. Anybody know any riding songs?
I would suggest caution. There is an army ahead.
Oh.
Wait,
But it is entirely up to you, of course.
when do we know when we'll start to catch up with them? The
Not a
army?
clue. The army, we only know it is approaching. We do not know how fast it is approaching. Those Shoggoths are not particularly quick, though.
How long does inspiration last again? It's like 10 minutes or something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. She's gonna hold off. But Flair looks to Kidmat and goes, I'll do a song maybe a bit later, but
Okay.
I think I should save it.
Maybe you can do a song when I'm doing some killing. I just love killing.
I've got a feeling that if you're doing some killing, I'll probably need to be doing other things other than singing and playing a lute. But I'll do my best for you.
Okay. Boy, I hope we get to do some killing today.
The ranger sort of leads back, looks at you and goes, "You're a terrifying man."
Aw, you're a flatterer.
Sure. Right. your golden horse, Derek, first with you and Greenland on the back, and you following, and then you following after with Rosatrus.
Yeah.
You are all riding down out of the mountains, and as you do, you see the sky above you, already tinged with blood red, is now getting darker and deeper, like an approaching storm. As you further your mission to the south and continue down the hill, you are getting a view ahead of you. Can you all make perception checks, please?
Oh no.
Oh, no.
16.
16?
13.
Nat 1, you're a horse.
Oh.
11?
11?
13.
13. Kidmat, what you see as you travel down this hill and these clouds are up ahead is that the tree line of this wooded area, it isn't part of the oak and bramble forest which is behind town, it's just a wooded area. You can see ahead where the tree line starts to thin out as it reaches the verdant grasslands ahead of Goldcrest. In the distance, what you see is the following. The verdant grasslands are no longer verdant. Most of the area around the capital appears to have been scorched or blackened. The capital itself looks like it is in an incredible state of disrepair and damage. And heading out of the capital, there is an almost bulldozer-like line, very wide across. These Shoggoth are rather large. And two bulldozering lines appear to have entered the tree line where you are riding towards. And you can see clouds of Bayaki, these floating insectoid creatures spinning around bits of the woodland. It appears that whatever army is approaching, you can't see it very well as it is under the tree line.
Ah, cheese and crackers.
What? 'Cause
I
we've not seen this.
just sort of point.
They can't see it very well. I mean, 13 and 11, you can catch up on it.
Okay. Oh, So wait, are we now riding towards there, or looking for the elves?
Should
or...
we peel off? The cart still that they had still seems to have gone straight forward, but we're heading straight towards that army, I think.
So we're in that way where they took.
I would imagine so. Maybe we should peel off and try and hide, or wait for them to pass. There appear to be thousands of them.
Yeah, we're going to be waiting a while if we wait for them to pass. Maybe we can go around them.
We'll probably lose track of the elves if we do that.
Okay.
What does the horse think? There we go.
How's everybody climbing trees? Oh, I guess the horses aren't very good actually at climbing trees.
How's everybody at climbing trees? About as good as you are at getting on a horse, buddy.
I'm still backwards.
I mean, what I would say is that neither of them are permanently horses, and this one appears to be magical, so we could get rid of the horses quite quickly if we needed to.
Would we then be able to get the horses back if we were to catch up?
I don't know.
Take him 10 minutes.
What does the horse do?
It would take me 10 minutes.
The horse.
I can speak
You can't
with animals.
talk.
I can limited communication, but I can speak.
Limitedly communicate with him. In horse voice.
Wilbur!
Wilbur!
Myself, yes. Someone else, no.
It's not a very good horse voice at all.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was put on the spot.
Okay. Well, next.
Next.
I'm
more of a
sorry.
neck.
Have you ever heard a horse speak?
Yeah.
Can you prove that's not a horse voice?
Oh, that horse voice. It's kids' cartoons, ma'am. Okay, lovely. There we go. So the horses might be able to come back, but it might take some time.
In an absolute emergency, I can get myself and someone else, like, at a distance quite quickly. And, I can make someone look like they're dead, and so maybe the cult wouldn't... I'm sorry, I don't feel like I've got much use.
Oh, I can disguise myself.
I can as well.
I can make everyone pretty stealthy.
I can hit things with hammers.
I like you.
We
I
don't.
love your energy.
We don't know how wide the attacking force is that is approaching. We don't know how far aside we have to go. Climbing a tree seems sensible, but those bulldozery things might just.
Knock
Yeah,
the trees
I
over.
don't.
Yeah. You said you're still in horse form. Can you ask the druid whether they can cast spells like Pass Without a Trace or similar that will help us all? Ah, lovely. Good. All right.
Trying to say.
What is it, boy?
Something down the well. Okay, that if we can all climb trees and use our various abilities to do so quickly and effectively, when we can wait out the army, or we could end up waiting here forever as the army is huge and might just even camp here. I don't know what to suggest. If we could disguise ourselves to pass through it, potentially.
How far away?
I'm genuinely stuck.
How far away
Good.
is the edge of the forest?
You are in the forest.
We're in the forest. Where's the edge?
Oh, I see.
Northern.
You've seen the army approach. You haven't seen the army approaching. You've seen the obvious tracks that would lead to it. The edge of the forest is a good 2-3 miles ahead of you.
Okay, so there's someone within those.
Somewhere within those 2-3 miles is an army of undead, eldritch, horrible things. Yeah.
With Sartris?
Grand.
Could you talk to Simon and ask if he can do like a distraction or something up at the town, or send some people to make like a contained explosion or something to draw their attention, so at least they won't camp here.
Horse form.
Oh, I forgot that she was still a horse.
Don't worry, I can understand.
Yeah. Can you translate?
I'm a horse.
I don't think we're getting a lot of help here.
She is.
Can I just make an intelligence
Genuinely
roll to
honest.
get like a hint here?
Oh, she can't cast spells. She's in horse form.
Yes. No. As in like about what to do next.
Stop her being a horse, frankly. I mean, you wanted an answer, you got
That's
one.
true.
She's currently a horse. Can't do shit as a horse.
Can everyone just stop being horses for one cotton picking minute?
Sure. And everyone's no longer a horse. I turned
Ah.
into a horse.
Splendid. I can certainly contact Simon and ask him to do so. Yes, I couldn't in horse form.
Oh, okay.
She holds her staff with a big glowing gem at the end of it in front of her. Starts talking quietly to herself. He says he will try.
Okay. So that means that at least they won't camp here, hopefully, and it'll guide them a certain direction, so we could try the tree thing.
Let's try the tree thing.
I approve of this plan.
Okay, bye, Derek.
What?
And the horse vanishes.
How like at the rate that the army is moving?
You can't see the arm.
Oh, I can see like an outline. You said I got the gist.
You can see where the bulldozing bit went into the trees, and you get a sense of these insectoid byaки floating around, but you know how fast they're approaching.
Okay. She's gonna keep an eye out for when she feels like they're about 10 minutes away.
10 minutes away.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's gonna keep an eye out for that.
Tell you what, roll a survival check. You can see some of the bike. You can take a good guesstimation.
Okay. 16.
They're probably about 5-10 minutes away.
Oh, right, great.
5 to 10 minutes away.
5 to 10 minutes, right? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine. Oh, well, if you're gonna do the magic to help everyone stealth more, I can try and do something just for extra security, if that helps.
Splendid.
Okay.
I will also see what I can do.
And she gets her metal flame-proof loot out because she's
As a cinder falls from her head and lands on said loot, reminding us why the loot is flameproof.
yeah, and she's still doing it quite quiet, probably more quietly than she needs to, but she's really nervous right now. And you've gone invisible, so you've just.
I haven't gone invisible.
Not yet.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said.
Oh, no, the
horse
horse
is
has
gone.
just disappeared.
Oh, it's the
I
horse.
didn't tell the
Gone.
ranger about it, but so...
I'm surprised you haven't mentioned to your party that the approaching army of awfulness is 5 to 10 minutes away.
To be honest, I haven't said that in character.
No, you have not.
She is really nervous.
Yep.
They can make what deductions they would like to
From your song.
from what I'm doing.
Oh, geez, you're very nervous. It's almost like they're 5 to 10 minutes away. I have a +6 to insight. I think I can pull that off.
Yeah, fine.
I'd say about 5 to 10 minutes. So, like, if you wanted a 5 to 10 minutes away song, I can.
Oh boy, do I!
Okay, I'll try. Though the sky is steadily turning black, we know that we few cannot turn back. So what we must do is hide and pray to each of our gods that we survive. So calm yourselves and still your breath. Remember that if it happens, it'll be a noble death. Let's try to stay optimistic for now and hope that we'll finally fix this somehow. and I'm going to give inspiration. I can only do inspiration for 3 people, so you can't even climb up a horse, so you get inspiration for trees and things.
That's going to be very useful in the future.
Yep. I'm worried that you're going to get overexcited about killing and say something out loud.
Oh boy, I just love killing.
Yep, so inspiration. And then because I feel like it would be mean to not give it to the other player at the table, also for Digby.
Yeah.
That seems entirely fair. Neither Greeler nor Wasata seems to care that much.
And if you need it, it's also combat inspiration. So if it came to that, you can add it as damage, not just to like checks and things like that.
You're a valor bard.
She is indeed a valor bard. That is
You
correct.
wouldn't guess from her
A lot
general
of valor.
demeanour.
Just a lot of valor. There's
So
a lot of
much
valor
valor.
about you. Valorous person.
Okay.
Oh boy, we're gonna go climbing up some trees.
Are you all climbing trees?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, the fact that I can do one size larger carrying capacity of what I
Yes.
can push, drag, and lift,
Yes, that's true.
does that aid my ability to get up this tree?
Read it out again.
So you count
am
as one
up
size
that tree.
larger when determining your carrying capacity and the way you can push, drag, or lift.
So carrying capacity, push, drag, and lift. Chaz, is one of those words climb? Say it again.
This is where we get into a philosophical discussion about climbing.
He can add
can
it
use
to
it
a
if he
dice roll.
wants.
Mate, I don't even
Trapped
need
in a logic hole.
I have been trapped in a logic hole, but unfortunately I'm the DM, so no, it doesn't.
Oh, no! You're not my friend anymore.
Yes, I am. All right, so Chuck, please give me an athletics check to climb a tree.
Oh boy. Oh boy, here we go. Climbing a tree. Modified 20.
Excellent. You climb that tree. Dung, dung, dung. You are up a tree. It is a leafy conifer-style tree, so
Oh
you can
boy, I
easily
love-
hide yourself inside it.
Oh boy.
Roll a stealth check to see. Yes. Roll a stealth check to see how well you hide in it.
Pass without trace.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
It lasts 10 minutes. No, it lasts an hour, doesn't it?
last
It
hour.
lasts an hour. Very well.
So am I rolling with advantage on this?
Just a stealth check in the tree, please.
So I'll check.
Plus 10.
Plus 10.
Oh, I'll try that again.
Thank you.
That's a 12.
Plus 10.
10.
22.
Oh boy, here I go, becoming part of the tree.
Imagine the Homer Simpson fading into the bush. That's kind of what we're getting here. Flair, you are much harder to hide because your head is on fire.
Yes, but
I put it to you, sir.
what she's probably going to do is
Uh-huh.
cast disguise self,
Uh-huh.
and all that happens is she just becomes bald.
Fine.
Like she just disguises that part of her
Oh
head.
no, I'm very happy for you to use that spell slot if you so choose to.
Yeah, and well, also she's climbing into it. Oh no. Sorry, I've just realised her head's on fire and she's climbing into a tree. I've only just realised that.
I knew this a while ago.
She forgets this as much as me. It's an active character decision,
Yep.
not lack of forethought on my part.
Yep.
Okay, well, yeah, she, I think, starts off with just disguising that, so at least it's not noticeable.
Mm-hmm.
She'll start to climb the tree at the first sign of anything, like even charring.
Yep.
She will then shift a strategy in how she
Roll
climbs
the
it.
athletics check to climb the tree.
Athletics, that is a 4. I rolled a 2 and I have +2.
Cool. You struggle to climb a tree. Digby, do
I don't know how.
you want to roll that athletics check for me to climb the tree?
Sure, why not? I'm gonna use. It's a tree. I should be able to do it. Athletics.
Yes.
That would be 11.
11 to climb the tree. You are making your way up the tree. You don't get as high as our friend Kidmat here got, but you are sort of halfway up a tree. Oh, sorry, you're a tabaxi. You're a cat person.
Yeah.
You have a climbing speed. There's no check for you. You just scuttle up the tree. You're a cat.
Haha, cat benefits.
Cat benefits.
I'm not
indeed.
just in the woodland. I am the woodland.
Roll a stealth check now that you're on top of the tree, and add your pass to that trace modifier as well, please.
That's 27.
27. Lovely. Thank you very much.
And now
Onyx! Athletics check to climb the tree, please.
Oh, 25.
25. Boom, 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 boom. You're in a tree. You're all in separate trees, just to be clear. Can you now roll your stealth check to see how well you hide?
I'm going to use that inspiration.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Mate.
And add 10 to it for the Pass Without a Trace spell.
37.
I'm afraid, I'm so sorry, Onyx. What happens is you are so stealthy that you fade from existence and are no longer part of the game. You've been removed from the game, you're
But
so
I'm
stealthy.
still watching over them.
Yeah. You've become so invisible that you literally can't be seen. Speaking of literally can't be seen, Wisatris stands by a tree and looks at you all climbing trees, looks at you struggling to climb a tree, and
Can you help?
no, she's just going to snap her fingers, and she's turned invisible. And you look down and you're invisible as well, and that's it. You can't see. You have no idea what's going on.
Okay.
Just the two of them are turning invisible.
Yeah.
I now don't need to climb a tree.
No, you don't.
No.
She would still be bald inside the invisibility, which is an illusion of her head, which is still on fire. Can we follow the tautology? Yes, thank you. Good.
Layers.
What she is going to do, Fleur, is look around and basically
Look
go...
around. Look up. Sorry.
And basically see, is this like very flat land? Is it the kind of like up and down woodland where... You know, I'm thinking of like Lord of the Rings where they hide in that bit and they all go past them very conveniently.
The ground appears to be relatively flat.
Thought so.
However, you do get a hand touching your wrist, and you feel yourself lifting in the air. There appears to be solid ground beneath you, but there isn't. But you are lifting in the air into the tree line. What a surprise! The elf ranger scampers up a tree and hides very effectively.
Oh boy, here I am, hiding in a tree.
All of you are now in the tree line, and it's good timing as well, because at this point, above you, you start getting a very low hum as swarms of these, they're called bayaki, they are basically very large insects, come buzzing over the tree line. And beneath you, you see and smell some of these horrible grue monsters you've encountered, these small, almost dog-like creatures with long, spindly black legs and too many jaws, too many teeth. They are going through the tree line as well, followed by some cultists. You appear to be directly in line. You can see the road as well, and on the road you can now start to see, slowly cresting over where you just were, just a wall of flesh just barraging its way up through the tree line, crushing trees beneath it as it goes.
The bayaki, the levels that they're flying at,
Yes.
does it feel like me and presumably Wisatris?
Presumably.
Yeah. Is it kind of a feeling like we're in their path now because we've raised up so
You
far?
are in the tree line. They are not flying through the trees, they're flying above
we're still
the
in the
trees.
tree line. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
because flying through trees, if you've ever flown anything through a tree, is very difficult.
I've-
I've seen Ferngully, I know. So,
You said the wall of flesh is destroying trees. Isn't
yes it is.
it? And we're in.
Correct! It's too big for the road!
I got a 37.
I know, I can't see you.
It won't know that it's killed you.
Now,
He'll never know.
when you say wall of flesh, is this just one entity, or was that like a poetic way for describing a large army?
No, it's one entity.
Just
It is
one-
a gigantic, black, multi-eyed creature that's just... sort of seems to sort of slough around trees at ground level and then just slowly crush them over as it goes forward.
Because it's crushing stuff as it goes, and I imagine it's quite slow moving. Is it at the back?
It appears all of the other armies and people are surrounding it. It appears it's not the kind of thing that is easily controlled. They appear to be sort of pushing it in a general direction. Beyond that, they have to sort of follow it and deal with it because it's gigantic and not very smart.
Can we
Oh,
see?
jeez, it's not very smart.
Can we see from where we are anyone coordinating this? Any
Nope.
leaders? It's just a mass
Nope.
of things. Okay.
I mean, roll a perception check if you like, but you're in a tree and you can't see very well, so I will ask you to do it so with disadvantage.
Okay.
It means roll twice, take the lower number.
Oh, a disadvantage. You say 18.
Wow. One of the bayaki, as you look up, you see a familiar figure astride it. It is Lady Mizoth, leader of the cult, a woman wearing large, spiked armor, huge plate mail, and you now understand that the skull helmet she appears to always be wearing is not a skull helmet. It's her skull.
Well,
Oh, sorry.
She is flying just above where the Bayaki is. She is flying just... Sorry, Bayaki, the Shoggoth is. She appears to be almost directing and leading it to follow her. She's at the very front.
I'm gonna wait and see what Blair does.
I'm going to wait and see what Flare does. It's an interesting
I'm just
turn
looking
of
at options.
Sure.
How far would we have to move to get out of the wall of flesh's way?
At this point, because it doesn't move in a straight line, it's very hard to tell if your trees will be affected or not. Can you make a general intelligence check, please? Dwarf Barbarian.
My jam.
Oh, 13.
13. The trees you are in appear to be just out of range of it. One of them might be affected. Can't tell which one. I'll use a 4-sided dice. That's how we'll tell which one.
I have a really bad feeling.
Can
About
I?
this?
Yeah.
So you've got a really bad feeling about this? Is that what you're saying? Lovely, good.
Would you describe the zone we're in as one of danger?
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to really quickly just fire off some messages.
Message spells?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. You're just using the message cantrip to each of these
If
folks.
you do, you will stop being invisible.
Oh. Okay, I won't then.
Oh boy, I'm gonna wait this out. I hope I don't get crushed by a wall of flesh.
As it approaches and pushes its way forward,
I'm just gonna get my grey sword ready. just
some
in
of the
case.
trees around you crackle and fall. One of you
Called it! Called it!
One of you realizes that your tree might be part of this horrible creature's forward momentum. You could try and jump to another tree. Also, trying not to be seen. He is a cat person, that is very fair.
I am,
It's still tough to jump from one tree
cat
to another,
person.
even as a cat.
You know what jumps from trees to trees real well?
Squirrels?
Flying squirrels.
Yes, they do.
I wild shape into a... No, wait, I can't. It's got flying speed. Damn it.
Actually, technically, I'm going to be really nice to you here, but I think it's
Yeah.
the nice thing to do here. They don't fly, they glide.
Okay. I turn into a flying squirrel.
Excellent, which also means you look like you're part of the normal fauna, so no one's going to really take any notice of you.
Exactly.
And you wish to glide to the tree
That's
next to you.
exactly what I did.
You wish to glide to the tree next to you to get out of the way.
Please.
Cool. Have you got flying squirrel stats?
Give me a minute.
It's alright, I can find them, that's not a problem. What I would like you to do is, in your flying squirrel form, I would like you to roll me an acrobatics check to acrobatically leap from this tree and glide to another without being damaged by the situation at all.
I like
Add a
how
+5 to it.
I like how everyone's gonna be oblivious. Oh boy, that squirrel just got crushed.
Oh, man.
Oh man, the
Oh, the
professor's
poor
not gonna be
squirrel.
happy about that.
It's alright, I've got it, it's +5.
+5, great. 23.
Oh! You all watch as out of the tree that the professor was in, as it slowly starts to get crushed as this horrible oozy flesh underneath it wraps around and the trunk starts to twist and splinter. A flying squirrel just leaps off and flies to the tree nearby as the tree the professor is in falls and is crushed by this horrible monster. How do you all feel?
I'm angry. I haven't done any killing.
But the professor's tree is gone. Presumably the professor is dead too. What a shame.
Get up that tree.
I shall avenge it.
What are you doing?
What tree am I in?
You're in no one's tree. You've leapt to a new tree.
Leapt to a new tree.
You've leapt to a new tree.
I would. Flare leans over to where Wisartrus is. I mean,
Yep.
following kind of where the hand is.
Yep.
Just to very. Oh, the moment I speak. I
No,
become-
you're fine.
Okay.
It's actions.
Okay. Should we try to do anything to her? Do we take the opportunity to hurt her?
I think we have more important things to do.
Okay. If you say so.
And with that, the army ahead of you keeps moving through. You wait another 5-10 minutes or so. And as the army passes underneath you and moves up to town, you realise, as you see this army go through, that it is bigger than the town can currently deal with. And even if you do manage to stop Ilassi or bring her back or whatever you manage to achieve in this mission, you're not sure what you're going to find when you get back. And that's where we're going to end this hour. Adventurers Wanted. Yay!
It's a fun game.
All the doom and gloom you might expect from a D&D game. Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us. Do help us spread the word about the show on Twitter, Facebook, face-to-face with other human beings. I hear that's de rigueur. We're on Twitter at Adventurers250, where Nemo has been live tweeting the entire show! Yay! Along with Nay, our other stage manager, who's also there. That means you can catch up on the show on Twitter, which also means you can read what's happened in the show on Twitter. And there's also GIFs and memes. I understand the kids like them. Everywhere else online, we are Adventurers Wanted. That's on Instagram, other stuff, Facebook. If you'd like to see more of the show, you can always buy more tickets at the Sweet Box office over there, or you can come and buy tickets to play, like our friend Onyx did over here. It is the same cost as sitting in the audience, so there's no reason not to, and I promise we don't bite. Is that a bit too cruelly, though?
Say it in such a weird way, though.
Turn you into a horse, though.
That's true. If you are umming and ahhing about playing, we understand there is a certain D&D look, kind of it's stereotypical D&D player. We try and break that up a little bit and introduce as wide a range of people to D&D as possible. We also do that in London, where we run free play events and gaming accessibility events, and in Brighton sometimes, mostly over Halloween, probably less about accessibility and more scaring people. But yes, we do this all over the place. We have a Patreon if you'd like to support us in our goal of doing that. There is also a donate button on our website. I'm looking at you, Twitch stream. They paid $5. You saw this for free. Please donate if you can. Thank you. Otherwise, the four people up here presumably have lives and do other things. Let's hear about what they do.
I, to be honest, don't do much in terms of other things. So I'm just doing this at the Fringe. But what I would recommend, this is going to be a terrible plug because I can't remember the venue or the time.
Wow, that's what?
However, Dan Atfield, Future Proof.
Underbelly.
Talented comedian, performer, improv musician. I would thoroughly recommend going and seeing his stuff. So that's my plug for things to see and do at the Fringe.
Splendid. Lovely.
Cool. So I'm in two things up here. One is a play that I'm going to run off to do now, which is at 12:25 every day in Pleasantstone. It's called Courtroom Play, a courtroom play.
What's it about?
It's
Flying squirrels, apparently.
It's a charming legal dramedy. The best way to describe it is it's like Legally Blonde meets Hot Fuzz, is the sort of tone that it's going for. It's very silly. It's very charming. I think you'll enjoy it. And then I'm also in a sketch comedy double act. We're called Dirty White Boys. Our show this year is called Manners. That is a pay what you want show, so it's free to get in. It's on every night at 10:10 at Just the Tonic at the Caves. And it'd be lovely to get some people in because we're very proud of the show.
That's also the one we were joking about earlier with the Chucky joke stuff. So there's a sense of the humour that you'll get inside there. Reese!
I am a punter, essentially. And honestly, I'll just plug the same thing I always plug. Imaginary Porno Charades over at Sweet Venue's Grass Bar.
These are clearly the audience for Imaginary Porno Charades. Look at them. They know. They know.
Over at the Sweet Venue Grass Bar at 11 in the evening.
Good man. Thank you.
I'm also a punter. I'm not here with the show this year, unfortunately. Were I to have to plug something, there's a great show called Harry and Chris Save the World. They're a comedy singing duo, a bit like Flight of the Conchords, if you like them. Random as well, but I currently work with Yankee Candles, this is relevant, and they've come up with a new range of candles, things like Misty Mountains, Warm Desert Winds, which is perfect for D&D, I found out. So if ever you want to add another sense to the game, Yankee Candles Just Go collection.
Okay, that takes the biscuit for the weirdest one in the last 53 hours. So, okay, good, great, love it.
Cool.
Thank you ever so much for my players. Thank you ever so much to you, the lovely audience. Thank you, the Twitch stream. Thank you, Isla, for translating all of my nonsense into things people can actually understand. Lovely. Now, we need to reset because we're on again in another 10 minutes. And if you'd like to join us for the next hour, and the one after that, and the one after that, and then tomorrow 4 more, please do. We'd love to have you. Thank you ever so much. Bye now.